Namaste, friends, and welcome. My name is Janine, and thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you've had a beautiful start to your day thus far. I'm coming to you from one of my favorite places here on the Sunshine Coast, and I'm feeling very grateful. I actually have two deer just on the other side of the camera there, so I feel like I'm practicing with the wildlife, and I just wanted to share with you a quick practice, some movement and breath to just get our bodies flowing and to consciously breathe. So let's get into it. We're going to begin today's practice in Balasana, child's pose. So go ahead and make your way there, rolling onto your hands and knees, maybe bringing your big toes to touch and beginning to crawl your hands out in front of you, bringing your forehead now onto the mat. And just taking about 5 rounds of breath here to begin our practice and to mindfully check in and to land. Maybe picking up each finger and placing it back down again, pushing into the tops or pushing into the palms of the hands, feeling that stretch you're creating, letting your hips be heavy, breathing into the rib cage, into the diaphragm, feeling yourself expand, and then deflate and melt into the earth. So just taking a moment here to check in with yourself. How are you doing today? Where are you at? How have you been feeling leading up to your practice here? No matter how you're feeling, just giving yourself now permission to feel what you feel and to show up for yourself through this practice in whatever form or way that looks today. Let's take one deep round of breath in together, in through the nose. Let it out the mouth. As you inhale, let's begin to slowly roll ourselves up onto our hands and knees, bringing your knees underneath your hips, your shoulders about in line with your wrists. And from here, just a couple cat and cow. So drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale as you round your spine, chin to chest. Moving like that a few times on your own. If it feels good for you to organically move in another way, then please feel free. Remembering that this is, of course, your practice. And you can modify and change things however you want to. This practice is unique to you, and I am here as your guide, offering suggestions. So maybe your cat and cows turn into little sways or circles or figure eights. Maybe you bend your elbows deeply, or maybe not. One more round wherever you are. And we'll find a neutral spine here. Just begin to extend your right leg out behind you, pushing into your heel. So we're beginning with a little calf stretch here, and just rocking forward and back. Picking up that leg now. We're going to begin to bend at our knee. And then we're going to reach our left hand out in front of us. So we're beginning today's practice with this little balance here. So taking a moment here, take a big breath in. Exhale as you release. So we're going to do that one more time, but this time I'll invite you to come into tiger pose. So to grab onto your foot. So first extend your left or your right leg back behind you, push into the heel. Lift your leg up, bend at the knee, and then reach your left arm away from you. This time, if you would like, reaching back and grabbing onto your foot or your ankle, kicking your knee up, maybe kicking your foot into your hand as your hand is grabbing onto your foot. Your gaze is looking just out in front of your mat. Embrace the wiggles and shakes here. Feel that stretch in your thigh. Inhale here. Exhale as you release. Inhale into a cat. Exhale into a cow. That was backwards actually, but inhale into a cow and exhale into a cat. You know what I mean. All right, come back to a neutral spine. This time, extend your left leg out behind you. Rock it out here, pushing into your heel, getting into the calf. When you're ready, go ahead and lift that left leg up. Bend at the knee. Extend your right arm out in front of you. Taking a breath here just to feel into that balance. Embrace the wiggles. Embrace the shakes, the quivers. It's just proving that you are alive. Your body is turning on. Maybe wiggle your fingers. And exhale as you release. One more time like that. Extend your left leg back behind you. Lift it up. Bend at the knee. Extend your right arm out in front of you. If you'd like to, go ahead and reach back, grabbing onto your ankle. This is tiger pose. Go ahead and kick your knee up, grabbing onto your foot, your ankle here, kicking into your hand as much as your hand is pulling your foot, feeling that little bit of a back bend. Open your chest here, breathing in, and go ahead and release. All right, inhale into your cow, exhale into your cat. Coming back to a neutral spine, pressing firmly into your right hand, we're going to begin to lift our left, peeling it over our chest and up towards the sky. Exhale as you thread it under your right, coming in to thread the needle, placing your shoulder, your head, your ear onto the mat. Maybe from here, if it feels okay, you want to extend that right foot, just like you did. Feeling that big opening in your shoulder. Breathing into this. Releasing your leg if you have it extended. Pressing firmly into that right hand. As you inhale, you're going to unthread, reaching your left back up towards the sky. Exhale as you bring it to meet your right on the mat. From here, we're going to begin to walk our hands to the top of the mat, coming off the mat even as we lower our chest towards the earth, coming into Anahatana. This is heart melting pose. Let your chin find the earth, let your forehead find the earth. Let yourself relax. Feel that opening in the chest and your shoulders, that back bend. 3 rounds of breath. On your next inhale, slowly begin to crawl yourself back up so your hands are underneath your shoulder. 1 round of cat and cow. Inhale as you drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale as you round your spine. Coming back to neutral spine, planting firmly into your right or your left hand now as you peel your right across your chest, up and overhead. Exhale as you begin to thread it under your left arm, bringing your shoulder, your head, your ear towards the mat, pushing into the top of the hand. Maybe it feels good for you to extend that left leg out behind you, pushing into the heel. Maybe you feel a little bit of that stretch in the calf again. Certainly you feel that opening in your shoulder. Just taking a round of breath here. If you have your leg extended, go ahead and release. Bring your knee back to meet your right. Pushing firmly into your left hand here. As you inhale, you're going to untwist, reaching back up towards the sky. And exhale as you bring your right hand to meet your left. Let's tuck our toes and push our hips up to a downward facing dog. Walk it out here for just a moment. And when you're ready, you're going to step your right foot in between your hands, coming into a low lunge. Find your foundation here, maybe scissor at the hips if that feels good. Bring your left hip forward, your right hip back, open up the chest. From here, I'll invite you to bring your hands, interlace your fingers and bring them over top of your thigh. Again, open the chest, bring your shoulders down. Take a breath here. We'll inhale as we reach our hands towards the sky. Exhale as you bring them to heart center. We're gonna hook our left elbow onto our right knee, twisting open. Bringing your hands so they're in line with your chest. Bringing your right elbow up high, maybe looking towards that right elbow. Feeling that deep twist in your midline. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, come back to center, planting your hands on either edge of your foot, tucking your toe to lift up your knee. Step it back to a plank pose, holding here for just a moment. Dropping your knees towards the mat, hugging your elbows in towards you, lower yourself to the earth. Inhale into a cobra mini back bend. Exhale, plant your head towards the earth. Tuck your toes, push it back, downward facing dog. Walk it out here. When you're ready, looking forward, we're gonna step our left foot in between our hands, low lunge. Drop your right knee to the mat. Open up your chest here. Bring your hands interlaced onto your knee. Again, bring your shoulders down and away from your ears. Maybe scissoring at the hips if that feels like a good cue for you. Bring your right hip forward, your left hip back. Taking a breath in and out. Inhale as you reach your hands now up towards the sky. Big breath here. Bring your hands to a prayer overhead, bring them down to heart center. We're gonna twist over towards our left, hooking our right knee onto our left knee and looking over our elbow, feeling that twist again in the stomach, feeling it in your midline. Maybe it's stretching you out there. Feels like it's stretching my stomach quite a bit. Feels really nice. Take a breath. Inhale as you come to center. Exhale as you release, framing your foot. Let's pick up that back knee. And this time we're gonna step it forward into a forward fold. Take a second here. Let your head be heavy, draping your chest over your legs. And let's slowly begin to roll ourselves up, maybe inviting in a little bounce as you do so. So breaking up the fascia in the back line can feel really nice. Let your head and your neck be last to come up. And when you're ready, we're gonna come into a little balancing pose. So tree pose in honor of these beautiful Douglas fir trees. So planting firmly into your left foot. Begin to lift your right knee up into your chest first. So let's just embrace that balance for a moment and circle out your right ankle. So just taking a second here to get your equilibrium. Taking a breath. And when you're ready, you can begin to open up your knee, bringing your left hand onto your hip. So again, getting into a little balance and beginning to open up into the shape. Again, let's twirl at the ankle. And this time we'll come into our full tree pose. So placing the sole of your foot in towards your inner thigh, maybe at your calf or maybe at the ankle. So it doesn't matter where, we're still getting this external rotation happening in the hips. Maybe you'd like to keep your hands on your hips here, or maybe bring them to heart center, or perhaps reach them up and overhead. And maybe embrace a little bit of a windy tree and begin to sway side to side. If your balance is feeling good here and you would like to continue, bring your right hand on the inside of your knee and your thigh, pushing it open as you reach your left up and overhead and begin to bend over towards your right. So you're getting into a little side body stretch here. Taking a breath in. And out. All right, let's bring our hands back up if you're there, hands to heart center. at your chest. And let's release. Okay, shake it out. So we're standing on our left leg quite a bit there. So just give your legs a little shake so you can release that before we get into our second side. When you're ready, go ahead and find stillness. Placing firmly into your right foot, we'll lift our left knee into the chest, squeezing it in. Feeling into your balance here on the other side, circling your ankle out, going the other direction. Let your spine be tall and heavy, or long, that is. Let your spine be tall and long. All right, bringing your right hand onto your hip, opening up your knee here. Taking a breath in, feeling how this has changed your balance perhaps. When you're ready, go ahead and find your tree now with your left foot, bringing it into your thigh, onto your ankle, or onto your calf. Embrace any movements and shakes you have. Both sides are certainly not going to be the same. Hands to heart center, hands on the hips, or maybe you want to extend them overhead. Maybe you're embracing the branches of a windy tree. And if you'd like to go further, bringing your left hand on the inside of your left thigh, pushing it in, and then reaching your right up and overhead as you begin to bend over, coming into a side body stretch on the right hand side. So feeling that stability, rooting that right foot into the earth, nice and strong here. Taking a breath. And let's come back to center, bringing your hands together, bringing them to heart center, and then slowly releasing your foot back down to meet your right. Shake it out. Maybe a little jump this time. All right, let's bring our feet out wide, heels in, toes out, and begin to bend at the knees, coming into a yogi squat. Hands at heart center, maybe hands out in front of you for stability, or maybe you want to tuck a block underneath your sit bones and you can sit back onto that block too. That's also an awesome option. If your hands are at heart center, maybe you want to bring your elbows and push them onto the inside of the knee so you can really open yourself up here. So we're going to take 2 rounds of breath. Maybe close your eyes down. And we're going to release, slowly bringing your sit bones down onto the earth. Maybe your hands come back behind you to help you do that. And finding your seat, Sukhasana. So just a little sway side to side here in the spine. And just before we end our practice, let's come into a little twist. So let's bring our hands up and overhead. And exhale as you bring your left hand to your right knee, right hand back behind you, open twist. One more breath in. Exhale as you release, bringing it back to center. We'll inhale our hands back up, palms touch. Exhale as you begin to twist over to the other side. Let your spine again be long here. Feeling into your heartbeat. Taking a big breath in. Exhale to release. If it feels good for you, bring your hands to heart center. We'll close down the eyes, dropping our chin towards our chest, giving ourselves a little love, a little gratitude for showing up for ourselves today. Namaste. Namaste, yogis. Thank you so much again for joining me here today. I hope this short practice felt good in your body. Please leave me a comment below, and I can't wait to see you next time. Much love. Mwah.